I think I can. Okay, I think I'm recording, and I hope I'm still sharing my screen. Okay, so this is obviously a new coach call, and my name is Megan. I'm sure not most of you guys know me, but I am one of the leaders on this team. And tonight's call is really just to go over the basics of this business and just be aware that everything that you hear, you're going to hear over and over and over again. So tonight is not the only time that you have to learn this stuff. Definitely get like a notebook and pen out and start taking some notes, because the things that you're going to hear tonight are just going to get ingrained in you over and over and over again. And I remember as a new coach hearing things like Success Club and like rank advancements. I didn't get what it meant at first, but the more I kept hearing about it, the more it started to make sense. So if this is the first time you're hearing all of these terms, don't panic. Just write them down and know that eventually this stuff is going to make more and more sense as you go through it. But the awesome thing is you don't need to know all of this information in order to start seeing success in your business. So you guys can ask any questions in the message, like the chat box, as we go through, and then we can answer the questions at the end. So the first thing, your main focus is you. 100% will always be on you. So the moment that you get overwhelmed in this business, or you start to think like, I don't know if I can do this, I want you always to go back to the focus is you. And you always just have to show up for yourself, and then the rest will come. So your number one job is obviously to focus on you, but get to know the products that you have invested in. So before you can really help anyone else, you need to fully like understand what it is that you have invested in. So get really comfortable and familiar with Beachbody On Demand, with the supplements that you have purchased, whether that's Shakeology or Energize, collagen, bars, like all the things that you have purchased yourself for your own journey. Make sure that you understand what they are being used for and start to love them. Because when you actually start to love something and you're doing it yourself, sharing that and telling other people about that will come so much more naturally. Think about it with anything that you've fallen in love with in life, like whether it's a awesome product, an awesome restaurant, an amazing like bag of chips, like whatever it is, you had no problem sharing that with your friends and family, right? We've all done it. So surely you will be able to be successful with this as long as you fall in love with what it is that we have to offer. And then you are going to help people change their lives with the products that you are using. And then it's as simple as telling those people how they can help other people change their lives with those same products, aka building a team. So it's so important that you use your resources as a coach. Of course, you can ask questions to your upline or to myself at any time, but it's also really important to start like being a self-learner and realizing that you're a business owner. So you need to sort of find the answers yourself. And the best way that we always learn is when we actually answer our own questions. So I'm going to just stop my screen share for a second, and I'm going to, oh boy, I'm going to take you into the back office. So this is your Coach Online office. And when you log in, which my internet's being a little slow, oh, and I'm going to have to sign back in. Okay, so this is your main Coach Online office. And when you log in, this is what you are going to see. And there's so much information in here that you can easily get overwhelmed. But like, I haven't even taken advantage of everything that is in this back office. I just know what I need to look at. And I also know that if I need to find an answer, it more than likely is here. So one thing that you're going to see here is Success Club. That's important when you are trying to achieve your monthly goals. You will see right here whether or not you have achieved your Success Club goal. And then down here is where you're going to see a bunch of notifications. You'll see when you have a new customer that has purchased something. You'll also be able to see when you have enrolled a new coach onto your team. But something that you're also going to see, which sometimes confuses people, is that you will see that you have new coaches in your organization. And it never fails, because I have a coach, she'll message me and say, I have a coach on my team. Like, I didn't even know that.
Megan, are you supposed to be screen sharing right now?
Oh, am I not? Well, let's screen share. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, the Coach Online Office. So down here is where you'll see that you have new coaches in your organization, and it's just like, you don't need to do anything about that, but just be really aware that these are coaches being added to our entire team, which is so cool, because they might not be your personally sponsored coach, but they're coaches on our team that are actually going to help you with your volume as you grow this business. That's why it's called Team Beachbody. And it's just really important to realize that. So don't panic when you see that you have a new coach in your organization and it's not somebody that you signed up yourself. If you want to go and look at your own team, like let's say you've signed one coach even, the easiest way for you to do that is to go into Monitor My Business and go into Sponsorship Drill Down. That is really the only place that I will ever look at my downline in this back office. I have, coaches that will message me and be super confused, but it's likely because they've clicked on something else. But if you only click on Sponsorship Drill Down, you won't be confused. So if you are a brand new coach right now, okay, that's fine. Okay. If you have no coaches on your team yet, you'll click on that and you won't see anyone. But if you maybe have signed up one coach already, you will be able to see that one coach of yours. And then of course, back here, if you go into Grow My Business, you are going to see like all kinds of different training tools, like the most incredible resources you will be able to find in this back office. So then the other place where you can look for some awesome resources are the team page. So I'll actually take you into, just because you're not all my coaches. Isn't it coming up? There we go. Okay, so this is our big team page that is run by my upline, Michelle, and maybe even Michelle is your upline as well. But this is where you want to be checking in for like daily updates, always new things happening in here. But the really great thing about the team page is that there are files. So you can literally find anything in this team page or a team page that your own upline has in the files section, third-party tools, like tons of different information here to help you grow your business, as well as in the unit section. So as you guys can see, like there is no shortage of information for you guys to go through. And like, this isn't even the training yet. So before you get overwhelmed, just know that you don't need to know this stuff until you need to know this stuff. And your upline will be able to direct you where to go to look for certain things. But just know that, for instance, you can use the search bar in the team page to search for anything. Like if you want to, like, let's say you have a question about like pregnancy and our products, like there you go. There's some posts that have like the word pregnancy in it that one of the coaches have posted in here. So you can look up things really, really easily in the team page. And then the other place that's really, really helpful is the Coach FAQ. So if you just go basically into Google and coachfaq.com, and this is just a really quick and easy way to search for anything Beachbody related. anything that you need, any questions you have about products, about your team, like any question to do with coaching and Beachbody, you can just type it in here and you will find the answer. And then, of course, YouTube and Google, always you can find answers there for sure. And then, of course, you can always ask in a message thread in the team page. But what I really want to just hit home is that the answer is out there, and you will always learn so much better if you find it yourself. And then you can even share what you found with other coaches on your team. So the National Wake Up Call is on Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This always features a coach in the network, and it's always like an amazing, like 30-minute call usually, and you'll have so many takeaways in order to grow your business. And as well, for my team, we have our team calls on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Okay, so the 4 vital behaviors. So they're vital for a reason. Like, this is how your business will stay alive, is by committing to these 4 vital behaviors. So be proof the product works. I think this sort of says it in a nutshell, but you really just have to be committed to a program, and you have to be using our products. And just showing that this is working for you and that you are becoming a better person. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be like getting this incredible body. That's not the point of this, but just that you are proof the product works. Whether that is making you more energetic, that is making you, lose weight, that is making one of your symptoms of a chronic illness disappear, like however it is, you just need to be proof that this lifestyle is working for you. And then you need to share, connect, invite, and follow up. So share your journey on social media, and we're going to go into that a little bit. And you want to start conversations with people and talk to people. This isn't about being like super salesy and spamming people with invites, but it's about connecting with them and just like getting to know people and letting them know that what you have to offer has changed your life and that it can also help them. Personal development. This is probably something that you might not want to do right away. It definitely was something that I resisted for a little bit, because I've quite frankly told myself that I didn't have time to do personal development. But this is like fitness for your mind. And honestly, you'll be eaten alive in this business if you don't dive into personal development. Things are going to happen in your life, in the business, that could possibly derail you from from sticking to what you said you wanted to do with this. It's very easy to get, sick and fall off track, or to have somebody say something negative to you on social media, or have one of your friends make fun of you for doing this, or, have like a family member become ill. And if you are not immersing yourself into personal development, there's just no way you're going to survive this business, and you won't want to continue it. But personal development is going to be what makes you stick this out, and what also helps you grow and just become like leveling up in your life as you grow in this business. And then get people results. So when you have friends, family, customers enroll with you, it's your job to help them fall in love with our products and our programs and get them results. So giving them amazing support. Okay, so your first goal as a new coach, it's simple. Help 3 people get started with what we call a challenge pack, which is more than likely what you guys got started, what you guys enrolled with was a challenge pack. And so that is what you want to enroll people with. It is the best package. It gives them everything they need. It is discounted and super affordable. And that should be your goal every single month, is to help a minimum of 3 people get started with a challenge pack. So who are you going to start with first? Well, your friends and family are probably going to be the first people who end up joining you as a customer or joining your team. And Achieving Success Club so this actually needs to be edited down here. So just beware. Achieving Success Club for your first 3 months in a 6-month period will earn you a free ticket to Summit. as well as like some awesome recognition, and you will be what we call a success starter. So hitting Success Club 3 times in the first 6 months of you as a coach. And getting that free ticket to Summit is really, really a big deal. Like a ticket to Summit, I think, is like $250 or so. And this is like the biggest event in coaching every single year, and just like something that you don't want to miss. And the fact that you can earn a free ticket to it is incredible. Earning Success Club all year long for 12 months in a row will earn you the Success Club trip. So every year we are rewarded with like an all-inclusive vacation for yourself and your spouse or a friend or whoever. And earning Success Club for 12 months will earn you that vacation. And also with the Success Club starter, so hitting Success Club 3 times within your 6 months, you'll also earn a spot in an exclusive test group. This is something new that they have just started doing, and it is such a big deal to be able to be in an exclusive test group that Beachbody holds. I was in one a year ago. There's a few other coaches on this team who have been asked to be in test groups, and like it can really, really transform your business. So it's definitely something to work towards. Okay, so step 1. Pick a start date. So you can either host your own challenge group, you can team up with other people to host a challenge group, or you can add to your uplines challenge group. So I know for myself, I always, welcome my coaches to add their customers into my wellness club. That is totally fine with me. My guess is that your upline would be fine with doing the exact same, but basically you need to have something to invite to. So if you're comfortable with starting up your own group, do it. I did, like my very first month when I started working as a coach, I just picked a date, and that lit a fire under my butt, because there was no way I was going to start this challenge group day 1 with nobody in it. So it was the push I needed in order to fill that challenge group. And every month that drive kept me going. Like I needed to find people to get into this challenge group. So it is definitely a good push to sort of take the leap into this business. But if you're more comfortable with just adding to your upline, that is totally fine. So how are you going to go ahead and do this? Well, start sharing about it on your social media. So here are a couple posts that I have done, and I am like very long-winded in my posts, so you definitely don't have to be, that's for sure. But a transformation will always catch people's attention. And if you don't have a transformation yet, or maybe you just like are already in peak shape and you won't get a transformation, that's okay. But a transformation definitely does catch people's attention. So I'm not going to read my entire post, but basically my posts are always really geared towards my story. So, I have definitely had a transformation, no doubt about that. No, I didn't lose 50 pounds, but my body did change quite a bit. For me, the real transformation has been internal. The old me wasn't showing up as my best self. Sometimes I didn't like how I reacted to my kids, to my husband, to other people in my life. I now feel so much more myself. I feel in control. I am also more peaceful and happier than ever because I took action on my life. I started moving my body. I started looking at the foods I was putting into my body, but more importantly, I changed my mindset. So I'm really talking about my own personal journey, and that's going to speak to the person who I want to attract into my community. And then I ended this post by just saying, enrollment is open into my wellness club. If you're interested, go ahead and drop an emoji or reach out to me. So I did what we call a call to action at the end of my post to allow people to realize that I'm not just simply sharing my journey, but I also have something that they can join. And then same with this post. Again, it's long-winded, but it just, again, goes into my story. And I'm just talking to the person who I want to attract. I get that you are tired. I get that you feel as though you don't have enough time in the day. And I get that you wish you could feel just a little bit more energized and even healthier. You don't believe that things can change, and you don't think you could stick to any fitness or nutrition programs I have posted about. But you also keep watching my posts because you're curious about this new one I have been talking about. And I get it. I was in your shoes too. So again, I just go through a little bit about my story. Like, I'm constantly just sharing my story over and over and over again. And then I end it with a call to action, just saying, if you're interested in learning more, drop an emoji or reach out to me. Um, and then the people who engage on that post, that's who you can reach out to. And you can even just say, like, I really appreciate you taking the time to comment on that post, and start to connect with them. And you never know, that might turn into an invite because they're interested, they're intrigued, and they probably want to know a little bit more about what it is that you're doing. So your first invites. So this is something that people kind of like cringe at. They think, oh gosh, here we go. We're going to have to be spammy. This is not the case at all. You just need to become a conversation expert. Your goal is to connect with 3 new people a day, or like 20 new people a week. And when I say connect with them, I just mean connect with them. I don't mean message them and say, will you do this with me? I just mean connect with them. Reach out to people on social media. Reach out to people that you work with. Reach out to people at the park. Like, just start having relationships with people and connecting with them, because that is how you're going to build this business. It is all about like being a real human person. So again, you're not reaching out with them to like close them and to sell to them. You're just reaching out to them to chat with them and to see how they're doing. And more than likely, they're going to ask you about what it is that you've been posting. So when you're talking to them about this here, when it says end every message with a CTA, I don't actually mean like end every message with a will you join me, but end every message with a question. So even if you're just like talking to someone about like parenting on social media, because like I post a lot about parenting, so I'll have people, message me and ask me questions or make comments. And so I always just try to ask them questions back. So how old are your kids? Or, like, what is it that you struggle with in a morning routine? So just always ending every message with more questions to keep the conversation going. When someone is interested in what you have to offer, make sure you fill their need before you give them information. So ask lots of questions, take your time, like don't panic and think, oh my gosh, I've got to like land this sale right now in this moment. That's not the case. You need to take your time and actually get to know them and get to know their needs. And recognize and welcome objections as part of the process. So objections are something that you maybe had yourself. So you should be able to relate to objections. And when I have somebody, give me the objection of like, oh, I just don't know if like I have time in my day. Like I've got kids and they're up all night. I can always relate to them and say, I know exactly how you feel, because that's how I felt too when I started this journey 4 years ago. But what I found was that carving out 10, 15, 20 minutes for myself actually, made me more calm. It gave me more energy throughout the day. So I can really just relate to their objections, because most likely they were my objections as well. And when someone gives me an objection, I'm not trying to convince them. So if you have somebody that gives you a money objection, I don't think it's your place to say, well, why don't you go and like start selling some of your clothes to be able to afford this? Or like, yes, you can afford it. I don't think it's anyone's place to say that, but I think it's just your place to support them and let them know that when they are ready, you will still be here and you'll be ready for them when they're ready. And then also take those objections, and that's what you can make some content around. So when you're trying to create some posts, use those objections as posts, because you can probably relate to that. If you felt like you didn't have, the money to invest in this when you started, well, what changed your mind? Talk about that, share that. I don't know if there's actually some scripts in the file section, but throughout our training, there are different scripts that you can kind of use to help build your conversations. And then use the third-party tools that are in the file section of the team page. So some amazing third-party tools. What I mean by a third-party tool is videos that Beachbody has created, or like PDFs of information that have already been created for you. So when someone says, like, well, what is a challenge group? Or what is Beachbody on Demand? You don't have to necessarily go into detail about that. You just head to the team page and grab the third-party tool that explains it and just say, here, take a peek at this, and I'll follow up with you later this evening and we can go over your questions. So you don't actually need to have all of the answers. And in fact, it sometimes is more effective when you use a third-party tool to help you when you are chatting with prospective clients. And then follow up forever. Like, just keep following up with people, whether that means like just checking in, continuing to connect with them. But eventually most people come around, but it might take them a while. And the thing is, it might take people months. It might even take people a couple of years. So are you willing to still be here when those people decide that now they are finally ready? And don't be afraid of the cost. I think that we can all agree that a challenge pack is amazing value, and we should never feel like that is too expensive. For the value that you get in a challenge pack is crazy. Don't ever send anyone the link right away, even if you have someone that says, like, I totally want to do this with you. Send me the link. Like, don't send them the link. You need to make sure that you know why they're interested and you know how you're going to be able to help them. Because if you send them the link, odds are they're not going to purchase. They're going to look at it and be like, oh no, I don't need it. Not until you have really connected with them and figured out how you can help them. And then don't show up and throw up. So I just mean, like, don't show up and just like start blasting all this information at them. It will likely just overwhelm them. Okay. So share your journey on social media. So yes, you are a coach, but that is not all you are. I think that sometimes coaches join our team and then all of a sudden they're like, I've got to put my coach hat on now. And now I am a Beachbody coach, and that is my identity. And now I am an expert in health and fitness, and I have to know all of this stuff about everything healthy. And that's not the case. Like, yeah, sure, you're a coach, but that's like one tiny little part of who you are now. You are still exactly who you were before you signed up. And those things matter. That person matters. So just make sure that you are still sharing exactly who you are and the things that make you you. So I have pulled up just like a snapshot of my Instagram feed, as well as one of the leaders on my team, Camille, her little feed here. So as you can see, you don't look at this and go, oh yeah, she's a Beachbody coach. Like, you can tell that yes, both of us are into health and fitness. There's like a couple fitnessy posts. We each have a transformation there. I've got like some nutrition type stuff, but you also see a lot of other things in our life. Children, Camille's building a house, like a sick child. Like there's lots of other things going on in our lives, and that is what we share. And you know what? That is the stuff that people actually want to see more and more and more of, not just all the health and fitness stuff. Because what is going to connect people to you is like you, not coaching, not Beachbody. It's going to be you that they connect with. And the more that you can just show up authentically and share exactly what is going on in your world and share who you are and the things that you love and the things that you struggle with, that the more people are going to start relating to you, and they're going to feel connected to you, and they're going to start to like you, and then they're going to start to trust you. And then they are going to literally want to do whatever it is that you're doing, because they feel so connected to you and they feel like they really know you, even though you might not even know who they are. they feel really, really connected to you. And that is sort of like what we really want to see on social media. Nobody wants to just see like spamming workout selfies every single day and everything doing to do with working out. That isn't what is appealing to people. They want to see like real life stuff. Okay. Next slide. So the power of consistency and patience. So you cannot compare where you are at right now to somebody else on this team. You just can't. It's not fair. Some of us have been here for 4, 5, 6 years, and then some other coaches have only been around for a couple of months. So you cannot compare where you are at to anybody else. So this right here, this lovely photo up here, was actually one of the very first selfies I ever took in my whole life. So before coaching, I had never even taken a selfie, let alone posted a selfie, until I became a coach. And so this is March 16th of 2015. So like almost 5 years ago. I had just sort of like officially launched my business, I think like that week. And I still remember doing this photo, like I was pregnant with my 4th baby. So this was one of my photos. I even put some like nice little words on my photo. Having kids is a reason, not an excuse, like very cute. And then my caption is, I always start my day alone, I always start my workout alone, but by the end of it, I have 3 little ones crawling all over me. It's Monday. Get that workout in, ladies, whatever it may be. Start the week out right. So it's not like a terrible post at all, but it's not really scroll stopping. Like nowadays on social media, that's not going to stop anyone's scroll. Everyone's kind of working out and sharing their journey. It's not personalized, and I'm not giving any value. I'm more so just making myself look good. Like, look at me. It's Monday. I've got kids crawling all over me and I'm working out. It's more of like a boost for my ego to be like, what's your excuse, guys? Like, I've got my shit together over here. Why aren't you all working out too? What's your excuse? So now this is actually still a little bit older post, but this is from December 2018. It's personalized. So the photo kind of stops you. You kind of want to see like what else is like, what's going on here? Like why do I look the way I look? And in the actual post, you can't really see it because it's pretty small, but I'm actually like sharing sort of a personal struggle that I'm experiencing that day. And I'm going into detail and I'm being a little vulnerable about how I feel, and I'm giving value. I'm not just simply complaining about like a crappy day or a crappy thing I'm going through. I talk about what I'm going through, but I also flip it to talk about how I'm getting through it and how I'm getting past it. And that is like sort of how I have evolved as a coach. And you are also going to evolve yourself. Your story is going to evolve. Your posts are going to evolve. So just start where you are at and know that through personal development and through consistency and patience, you are also going to grow and evolve in this business. So I have been like literally showing up consistently since March 2015, like consistently. My audience has never wondered where I've gone. I've never gone an MIA and then come back and said like, oh, I was kind of taking a break. Like I'm back now. Like I have just always been consistent. And that is what this business takes, is consistency. Okay, so what would you do with an extra $800? I'm sure that everyone would love to have an extra $800. Am I right? So your goal, like we already talked about, is to help 3 people a month with a challenge pack. That's your goal. So if you did that in your first month and you helped 3 people with a challenge pack, that would earn you about $50 in commission times 3. So about $50 in commission for each challenge pack times 3 people. That would give you approximately $150 in your first month of business. So then you move into your second month of business and you help another 3 people with a challenge pack, because that should be your goal as a new coach. And again, you earn $50 commission times those 3 new people, $150. And then you've got your people from month 1 who continue with their Shakeology. So you get their commission. So about $32 commission times 3, which equals $96. Add that together, $246 for your month 2 commission. Not bad. Your month 3 commission, you get your 3 new people, because that's your monthly goal as a new coach, $150 commission there, plus your Shakeology from your month 2 customers and your month 1 customers, so those 6 customers, equals $192. So total in 3 months, in that month, $396. So for a total in your first 3 months of business, almost $800, right? That's awesome. Just for helping 3 people a month. And we all know hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Like we know, like the average person knows like 2,500 people. That's like a statistic. So we can help 3 people every single month. Not only have you earned $800 in commission, but you've also earned the Success Club starters. You have earned your free ticket to Summit, and you've earned yourself a spot in that exclusive test group. So really, really awesome perks. And you're showing up for yourself, which always is, helping you in your personal life. Okay, so what's next? So you're going to commit to your program, you're going to drink your shake, and you're going to do your personal development. One of my favorite books is The Slight Edge. It was one of the books that I read early on in my business, and I absolutely loved it. I had like major aha moments, and it really just kind of like kickstarted my business and really made me think about everything in a different way. So I definitely recommend that book. You're going to begin sharing your journey and inviting other people to join you. Don't wait until you feel ready or until you finish your program or until you get results. Like start now. So you know how I started was, it's actually funny because it really wasn't even on social media that I started. I one day at the playground, at the school playground, after my oldest daughter went into kindergarten, and I was on the playground with the other kids, and there was some moms there, and I finally just worked up the nerve, and I said to them, there was like 3 or 4 moms there, and I knew them, and I just said, hey guys, if I started up a like online health and fitness challenge for 21 days, would you guys be interested? And they were all like, yeah, that would be awesome. And I said, okay, I'll send you guys some details this afternoon. And I was like pooping my pants with nerves, but I did it. And so those were some of my first challengers in my first group, was these 3 women that I just talked to on the playground. And then at work one day in the lunchroom, I did the exact same thing. So I'm a registered nurse. So I was sitting in the break room with some nurses, and I just like worked up the guts to just say that exact thing again. Like, hey guys, if I started a 21 day health and fitness challenge in like a private Facebook group, would you guys be interested in doing that? And of course, like there was a ton of them that were so interested. And I said, okay, awesome. I'll send you guys some details tonight when I get home. And that is how I really started my business. All along, I'm sharing on social media, sharing my journey, getting other people to kind of warm up to the idea of what I'm doing and what I have to offer. But I really just went to those people who kind of trusted me right away, people who I knew. I also talked to my like sisters and my sister-in-laws and my family members about, joining my team and joining me as a coach just so they could get the discount. And that is how my business grew. Because what happens is when you help your first few people, whether that's your friends or your family, they end up telling their friends and family. And then the next month, they might come to you and say like, hey, my cousin is interested. Can she join too? And then you say, yeah, of course. Like, what's her contact information? I'll send her details. So it's just this like ripple effect that starts to happen. And each month your like market kind of grows a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And you might not think it ever will. Like I never thought it would for me, but now all of a sudden it's like grown to like outside of Canada. Like it's, you know what I mean? It just keeps growing and growing and growing. So I run a new coach workshop for my downline. So I always have a new coach workshop starting every other week. So make sure you get into the next new coach workshop, and then you can dive into the team training. Also check out the team calendar. There's a team calendar in my team page as well as FitMeek Nation, just so you know of when there's calls, when there's like new things coming for our team, just so you don't miss anything. And then also don't get overwhelmed. Take it one step at a time, one conversation at a time, one goal at a time. Okay, I think that is it. Do you guys have any questions at all? Okay. Kelly, I see that you said you're trying to get into Michelle's training. So I had this issue a couple weeks ago too, and there's no password now. It's just a link. So I can, who's your upline?
Brianne McKenzie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I will have her send you the actual link. So it's changed just in the last few weeks, I think, and it's just a link you click, no password needed. So Cassie, how do you set up your own challenge group? There are resources in the back office for that for sure. If you want to use the My Challenge Tracker, there's actually a tutorial. If you go to the My Challenge Tracker portal, it will like literally give you a tutorial of how to completely set that up. But you can also just ask your upline and she'll be able to help you like set it up. She can even help you with content, that sort of thing. Anyone else have any questions? Nope. Okay. Well, I hope that was helpful and have a good night.